Alright guys, I got some oils here, and there's an example of two right ones and two wrong ones when it comes to your power sports. And I just wanted to touch on this real quick. I have a lot of customers that come in here that use motor oil, standard motor oil, in their ATVs and in their street bikes and in their motorcycles, their dirt bikes. And when I tell them that that's a really bad thing that they're doing and they need to stop immediately, you ought to see some of their faces sometimes. And to me, it's always just been known that you don't use standard motor oil in these types of machines. And a lot of people don't know about this. So if you guys are ATV mechanics or motorcycle mechanics, or you do all your maintenance yourself, this video is probably not for you guys. This video is for the guys that just don't know. And the problem, we'll get started here with standard motor oil, is that it has friction modifiers in it. And what those friction modifiers do is they help parts inside of an engine, they help parts stay lubricated while the oil pressure is being built. So these anti-wear molecules will stick to certain engine parts, and they provide a little bit of lubrication until you've got real good oil pressure. You know, it always takes a few seconds for oil pressure to build in an engine, and in those few seconds your engine's vulnerable. So that's why they put these anti-wear additives in there. And that anti-wear additive is the exact thing you don't want in your ATV or your dirt bike or your street bike. The wet clutch system on most of this stuff, and even if you don't have a wet clutch, a lot of these power sports, a lot of these machines, they have starter clutches in them. So you don't want an anti-wear molecule in your wet clutch. It's taking away friction that you need. I mean, that's how a wet clutch works. It needs friction, but it also needs an oil that can work with a wet clutch, not against it. So that's the reasoning behind not using a motor oil in your 450 or your Hayabusa or your Gixxer. You want to use an oil that is provided by an oil company that caters to power sports and motorcycles. This company here, they don't make engine oil for your car. They make engine oil for your power sports equipment. That's what they specialize in. So one of the main differences between this stuff and this stuff is that the standard on this oil is much higher. It's designed for much higher RPMs. It's designed, to exceed an automotive standard. So you're going to pay a lot more money for it, but you're getting a lot more out of it. So I've been using this stuff in my Black Banshee for a few years now, and I really like it. It's good stuff. The clutch hooks up really well, and I think it's helping slow down the wear. And it's just one of those old-fashioned you get what you pay for type scenarios. And for the two-stroke guys like myself that are slowly dying off, I'm not going to surrender anytime soon, but the two-stroke oil is just as important. This stuff here, it says multi-purpose two-cycle engine oil, and I had a guy tell me one time I was wasting my money on Caster 927 because it met the same standard that this stuff does. And I thought the guy was an idiot, and I discarded our conversation for that morning. And he was wrong. That oil meets a standard. It's got a picture of a lawnmower and a trimmer, a gas trimmer on the front of it. And for those two items, the oil is going to work just fine. But when you've got a 250R with advanced timing and high compression and porting, would you really trust it to that? I know I sure in the hell wouldn't. So that stuff is not going to protect your 250R or your Banshee or your Quadzilla for very long. It might do the job for a little while. It might do the job if your quad's completely stock. I don't know. Never tried it. To spend all the money on these quads and motorcycles and dirt bikes and to not spend the money on the chemicals that go inside of them, I think it's kind of foolish. So always stick with a really good premix oil, like this Klotz here, or Castor 927. There's a whole bunch of them, Golden Spectro, the list goes on. These oils are better. They do meet a higher standard, and that's what I feel like you guys should be using. And I think that once you switch to an oil, it's a good idea to stick with that oil for, the length of you having that machine. I think you're going to run into a lot less problems by doing that. So, and I'll touch on fuel real quick too. For those of you that are pulling your street bike into Chevron, and the guys that are taking their gas cans for their dirt bikes and their quads to Chevron or Shell or Fred Meyer for gas, you guys are screwing up. That gas is shit gas. It's got ethanol in it, which is extremely hard on rubber parts. There's a lot of rubber lines and diaphragms inside of fuel pumps that get destroyed by that gas, and it's just dog shit gas. It doesn't hold very long, and the ethanol mixed in it doesn't do any good for any of your guys' machines. On a daily basis, I tear carburetors apart that have had regular, ethanol added fuel ran through them, and they're clogged up, they're gummed up, they're corroded on the inside. They've got this green shit on the bottom of the float bowls. The fuel line rubber is starting to deteriorate. The needle inside of the float bowl, the little rubber tip on the needle, is starting to get hourglassed out because it's being eaten away. So if you want your machine to start faster, run smoother, not tear your carburetor apart all the time, get on Google and find a gas station around where you live that sells 100% non-ethanol gasoline. That's what you should be running in this stuff. That's what it was designed to run on, is non-ethanol gasoline. I don't care what anybody says, that fuel that you get from all the gas stations that are local to you is shit. It's got Techron in it. Well, does anybody know what Techron is? What the hell does that do? Nothing. It's no different than any of these other fuels. I notice a huge difference when I switch something over from whatever the guy in front of me had in there to non-ethanol fuel. The stuff starts easier, and I've had enough of my customers give me the feedback on their own equipment after switching, switching their Harley over, switching their lawnmower over. The guys are saying, geez, the thing starts quicker, it has more power, it's running smoother. I mean, you benefit all the way around, and you're only going to pay 30 or 40 cents more a gallon for it. So that's the single easiest thing you can do to improve the way your ATV or motorcycle or street bike or Harley, whatever it is you have, that's the easiest thing you can do to improve the way it runs. Everybody I recommend the fuel to that uses it always gives me a good thumbs up for giving them that little pointer and that little tip. And speaking of thumbs up, I appreciate everybody that gives me a thumbs up and that hits the like on my channel. I really appreciate that. And the new subscribers, I appreciate you guys. I'm doing all this for you guys. I already know all this shit. I want to share my knowledge with everybody else, and I want people to go out and have fun on their quads, not work on them all the time, not tear the carburetors apart because they're clogged up because you put shit gas in it. I want you guys to go out there and enjoy them, and that's what these videos are all about. So thanks for being a part of this channel that I have here, and we'll throw a video out here in another day or two. I've had a lot of projects in here. I did the Viper video, those little Eaton Vipers that my kids were riding, and that was a lot of fun. They had a blast on those things, and I just been working on the little black and yellow one a little bit, tinkering with it, and been working on the trailer, the enclosed trailer. I don't know if you guys want to see any more of that or not. I might just start a YouTube series on enclosed trailer conversions for the rest of YouTube. I don't know if you guys that are interested in my channel want to see that. You could always let me know. But yeah, it's been busy, it's been hot, but anyway, cool little oil video. So anyway, have a good night, and we'll see you guys next time.